الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار وإنما توعدون لآت وما أنتم بمعجزين. I'd like to welcome you all for continuation of our review classes for the book Minhaj al-Qasidin. This is a mukhtasar summary of the book, methodology of the seekers. And tonight, inshallah, this is going to be the first class. We're going to review chapter concerning the adab and the discipline which related to Salatul Jumu'ah as well as the day of Jumu'ah, Friday. Inshallah, we hear from Brother Habib, and I'm going to be checking again the Arabic version. تفضل.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Manners related to Jumu'ah are roughly 15. The first is to prepare for Jumu'ah from Thursday and the night of Jumu'ah, i.e. the night prior to the day of Jumu'ah, by cleaning up and washing one's clothes and preparing whatever is befitting. The second is to bathe on the day of Jumu'ah, and as has been mentioned in the two Sahih and other collection, and it is better if bathing is done immediately before leaving for Jumu'ah. Thirdly, to preen oneself by cleaning one's body, clipping one's nails, using a miswak, wearing perfume, and putting on his best clothes. Fourthly, to go out early and to walk, and it is proper that the one walking to the masjid walk calmly and with tranquility and intend to make etiquette in the masjid until it is time to leave. Fifthly, not to step over people's shoulders nor separate between two people except if he sees a gap so he can go to it. Sixthly, not to walk in front of one who is making salah. Seventhly, to sit in the front row unless he sees or hears something that must be denounced and thus has an excuse for delaying a while. Eighthly, to leave off the voluntary salah and make zikr when the imam comes out and busy himself with answering the muazzin, then listening to the khutbah.
Okay, hold a minute, please.
Yeah.
Say number 8 again.
To leave off the voluntary salah and making zikr when the imam...
No. Okay. To leave all the voluntary prayer as well as the zikr upon the coming out of the imam.
Okay.
Is this two different, is it?
Okay, to leave all voluntary salah and dhikr when the imam comes out.
Yeah, that means no more.
Should be a comma.
No more voluntary prayer.
And when the imam
neither
comes
there
out,
is a dhikr when the imam he came out.
Okay,
and occupy himself with
answering the muazzin, then listening to the khutbah.
Okay.
Ninthly, to perform the sunnah salah after Jumu'ah, either 2 rak'ah if he wishes, or 4 or 6. Tenthly, to remain in the masjid until he performs Salatul Asr, and if he remains until Maghrib, that is better. 11thly, to seek out the blessed hour that is on the day of Jumu'ah, in which dua is answered. by having an attentive heart and making continuous zikr. They, i.e. the scholars, have differed concerning this hour, for it has been related in Sahih Muslim from Abu Musa radiyallahu anhu that it is between the time of the Imam sitting on the mimbar and the end of the Salah. And in another hadith narrated by At-Tirmidhi, that it is between the time at which the Imam finished the khutbah and the end of the Salah. And in another hadith from Jabir, that it is the last hour of the day after Asr. An-Nasa'i. And in another hadith from Anas, seek it between Salatul Asr and the setting of the sun. At-Tirmidhi. Abu Bakr al-Athram said these hadith do not escape from one of two explanations. Either some of them are stronger than others, or the hour varies within these times, just as Laylatul Qadr moves with the last 10 nights of Ramadan. 12th, to make increased prayers upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and if he liked, he should make dua for him on top of making prayer upon him by saying, for example, of which the meaning is, O Allah, give Muhammad al-Wasila and al-Fadila, and raise him in ranks and the praise station which you promise him. O Allah, reward our Prophet for us with that which he is worthy. And on top of sending prayers, he should make increased istighfar as it is beloved on that day.
Okay, so he didn't mention about it been reported that the Prophet saying, whosoever send peace and blessing on me in the day of Jumu'ah 80 times?
No.
Okay.
No mention.
Okay. Okay. And adding the istighfar? Okay. 13?
13, to recite Surah Al-Kahf, and it is desirable that he increase in reading the Quran on the day of Jumu'ah, and to finish his recital on it as well. 14thly, to give whatever charity is possible on the day of...
Hold it. Again, 13, please.
13, to recite Surah Al-Kahf, and it is desirable that he increase in reading the Quran on the day of Jumu'ah.
Okay, so he didn't mention anything for Qad Ja'a fil Hadith from Aisha radiallahu anha, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, should I inform you about a chapter from the Quran that it falls between the heaven and the earth for the one who record it, write it, such a reward?
Not mentioned.
Okay. Okay.
14.
There is other hadith after this. Whosoever recited Surah Al-Kahf in the day of Jumu'ah or the night of Jumu'ah? No. Okay. Okay, number 14.
To give whatever sadaqah is possible on the day of Jumu'ah, and that be done outside of the masjid. 15thly, it is desirable that the day of Jumu'ah be designated as a day for doing deeds of the hereafter and avoiding all worldly matters. New section.
Okay. So didn't say anything about Salat al-Tasabih in Yawm al-Jumu'ah. Okay. Alright, new chapter.
The new chapter concerning the voluntary salah. You should know that the salah is of three types, other than what is obligatory: the sunnah, the beloved, and the voluntary. We mean by the sunnah that which has been reported that the Prophet ﷺ was continuous in performing it, such as the established sunnahs that accompany the obligatory salah and witr and duha. And we mean by what is beloved that which has been reported as being excellent, but it has not been mentioned that he continuously performed it. And we mean by voluntary that which no report has been mentioned.
He didn't say Similar to the prayer that you perform when you enter the house or leave the house?
No, not mentioned.
Okay. Okay, and we mean by voluntarily?
That which no report has been mentioned, but which the servant voluntarily performed. And these three are called nawafil, because nafil means increase, and they are increase on top of the obligatory salah. And you should know that the best of the voluntary deeds of the body is salah. The type of voluntary salah and the excellence are mentioned in the book of fiqh. New section. Concerning the time in which salah is forbidden.
Okay, so he didn't mention it. But we mention out of it Salat al-Tasbih, that because it may be some people do not know how to perform it.
Not mentioned.
Be reported from Ikrimah that Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, the Prophet said to Abbas, "Oh uncle, should I inform you, should I give you, so I give it to you?" You don't have this?
No, I don't have that.
Okay. Would you make a
notation that a hadith missing?
Yeah, about Salat al-Tasbih.
Okay. New chapter?
New chapter.
Chapter concerning the time in which salah is forbidden. And he should not perform voluntary salah which has no cause during the time of prohibition, as the prohibition is affirmed in regards to salah. And salah such as these have a lesser ruling which does not overcome that. Needs a little clarification. As for that which has a cause such
what do you mean need clarification?
This is what
it's written like
yeah,
this?
Yeah, this is what he has written. It needs clarification. It wasn't
Okay.
clear what was being said.
Okay, let me say what it say here.
Mhm.
This chapter concerning times which the prayer is prohibited. A person shouldn't make voluntarily prayer in a time which has been prohibited. That to perform a prayer which has no reason. That because the prohibition is for sure. And these reasons are weak. As for the things which has reasons, making 2 rak'at when you enter the mosque, making the eclipse prayer, or the prayer for seeking rain, others. And you should know that the prohibition of making the salah in these times are 3. Do you have this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you should know that the prohibition of salah in these 3 forbidden times has 3 causes. One is leaving off similarity to those who worship the sun. The second is avoiding prostration to shaitan, for the sun rises along with the horns of shaitan. So when it becomes higher, they leave it. Then when it reaches its peak, they return. And leave when it passes its peak. Then at sunset, they return until the sun is fully set. Then they leave. The third is that those treading the path of the hereafter are continuous in worship, and persistence in one area leads to boredom. So if a break is taken, it increases the energy, as the soul is inclined to that which it is forbidden from. So he has forbidden from salah in these times, and not from other acts, such as recital of the Quran and dhikr, so that the worshipper may move from one state to the next, and Allah knows best. End of chapter.
Similar to the salah that is different from position to others, like standing, sitting, down, prostration, and Allah knows best. So this is the last two lines also he didn't translate. Okay, it's finished?
Finish.
Okay. Any question, any comments, any concern? Inshallah, this will be sufficient for tonight. We start a new chapter, or tomorrow's Tuesday. Okay. We'll continue with the regular class, the family class tomorrow night, inshallah. And Wednesday will be the tafsir as usual, and pick up again Minhaj of al-Qasidin, methodology of the seekers, Thursday, if Allah will. Again, if anybody have any comments or correction or any question about what we review tonight, you can ask now before we close. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. And Allah knows best.